Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Hyun and PtitDrogo on Dusk Towers. Both of these players have showed very well on my channel the last couple of weeks. Hyun looks like a very strong Zerg player, and PtitDrogo is showing very well as well, so this is a heavyweight matchup, and let's get right on into it. On the top side of Dusk Towers, from my insanity, it is the red French Protoss player, it is PtitDrogo. And in the bottom left of Dusk Towers, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Rockat. It is the Korean Zerg Hyun. PtitDrogo throwing out the good luck, have fun. Again, this is from the Home Story Cup that wrapped up a couple of weeks now. A little bit in the record books, but again, both of these players are very good. These games are very excellent. I'm very excited to bring them to you on my channel. Again, you can find these replays on LOTV.spawningtool.com. That is a place you can go if you are interested in finding additional replays in the Legacy of the Void version. Hyun throwing down that hatch first play, standard stuff indeed against Protoss. It's just really hard for them to deny it, really hard for them to get cannons out, and look at this, going for a Nexus first is PtitDrogo. So really just combating exactly what Hyun is trying to do. By getting that economic advantage with the hatch first, he goes Nexus first, which can be very useful. Double Chrono Boost on workers for PtitDrogo is going to be something that will be very handy through the mid game here. And the question is, yeah, Hyun's going for the extractor into a spawning pool, not going for a 3 hatch, no gas opening. Again, without scouting, that can be a little bit scary. Hyun is sending out an Overlord, but that's about it. Probe scouting, though, is PtitDrogo. I like that from him. Definitely indeed. Double Assimilator coming up here. And a gateway as well. Indeed there is. As soon as that gateway finishes, I imagine we will see Cybernetics Core. No, a double gateway here, which usually means the double gateway after the double Nexus usually tells me we will see Chrono Boost out on these two Nexus with Adepts. It can also be Stalkers, it can also be Zealots, but usually it's going to be Adepts. And let's see if we actually get something out of this gateway before the Cyber Core completes. And no, the gateway is just going to stand idle until the Cybernetics Core does complete building. It doesn't take too long, not a problem. And Hyun is not actually taking a third base here. Instead, he is researching speed. He's getting queens. He's getting his drones up. He's making 3 drones at once now. It is 20 to 23 harvesters in favor of the Protoss player, but again, Chrono Boost is good. Double Chrono Boost is even better. So there's that double gateway, and once again, nothing being produced there as well. The Cybernetics Core just about to complete 490, 500, almost there to 550, and oh, look at this. Scouting Overlord comes in and sees exactly what comes out of these gateways, and it is going to be double Chrono Boosted Adepts on the way to try to kill the Zerg player, or at least try to kill a bunch of his workers. Now, dealing with that, it looks like speed might be finished in time for Hyun. I don't know. I mean, again, these are being Chrono Boosted out. Adepts are quick with their Psionic Transfer ability. And following this up with a Stargate is PtitDrogo. So, hey, howdy, hey. Possibly going to be Oracles. Could be Phoenix. Phoenix Clouds have been pretty good against Zerg players recently. There's that Psionic Transfer. Speed is 59 out of 79, 60 out of 79. I think he'll have Speedlings up when he needs them to be there. Queen pops up, immediately injects because... there it is, because you're Hyun. Exactly. Where are the Adepts retreating? The Adepts are retreating because, oh, was it a Drop Lord that came up here? They just run the Lings up. I think Hyun just ran those Lings on up. They're going to try to kill some workers. They do kill one probe, but both of them get cleaned up by workers, which is kind of an embarrassing fate for Lings, if you ask me. But again, it did force those Adepts to come home and wall this off. Wow. Hyun with the mind games, it basically cost him 2 Lings, but it prevented the Adepts from getting out and doing any harassment whatsoever. Now some Speedlings, a lot of Speedlings actually, running up here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 Lings. Nope, 3 Adepts are enough to kill those. The extra armor means it takes forever for a Ling to kill them. And they 2-shot Lings because they do 23 damage per hit to light. And yep, this Overlord is here. It's not a Drop Lord. It's just kind of scouting things on out. The Mothership Core bouncing back and forth to see exactly where she will need to Photon Overcharge. Meanwhile, the Oracle heading out across the map. Our Zerg players making extra Queens, which is good. Extra Queens against Oracles is fantastic. 2 Queens in this mineral line. A single Queen here, and no Spore Crawlers, though, which is a bit of a concern. Roachwarren, that's not going to help at all against this Oracle play. This might actually be fairly effective. So here comes PtitDrogo. And where's he going to go first? There are 2 Queens at this base. Probably not where you want to be. Oh, there's the Spore Crawler now coming up. But again, up to 3 kills. Oh, transferring drones. This is not where you want to be when there's an Oracle attack. Another worker dying. No, gets saved there by producing a Spore Crawler. I think he might let this finish just because oracles are so annoying. Is that a second one? Indeed it is. A second oracle. The Lings are retreating. A mass adept oracle play here coming up from PtitDrogo. Roach Warren on the way. Roaches do not as well against adepts as you would expect. It's more of a stalemate than the roaches being able to kill them very easily. Good scouting position here by the Overlord. Zergs, make note of that. And another good scouting Overlord. Nothing can shoot up, so these Overlords can scout to their heart's content. And here come the Adepts. There are 4 Queens, a bunch of Speedlings here. And the Lings, are they going to try to get a surround on these Adepts? And they're going to try to do it. But again, the Oracles overhead can really burn through Lings very quickly. It's an interesting combination here. Oh, Transfuse saving that Queen, getting a full surround on these Adepts. Really backed up to the wall, though. And the Ling count is getting massacred. The Adepts managed to back on out. They use Static Transfer to escape. And the Oracles back up on here as well. Spore Crawler plus Queen does very well against Oracles in defense. Taking a third base of his own is PtitDrogo. A Robotics Facility and a Twilight Council and a Forge. So again, not focusing only on his army. He is macroing back home. He's teching back home, which is exactly what everybody needs to do in StarCraft 2. It's just good to see players do it at such a high level as PtitDrogo here. Queens throwing spines, throwing shade and throwing spines at that Oracle, saying, you get out of my house. Alright, so it's 60 to 56 Harvesters. I'm not sure that PtitDrogo did enough damage there. He killed 3 drones, which is just not that great. And this Queen play from Hyun, how many Queens does he have? He has 6 Queens, which basically 2 per hatch right now, not including this one. But that's great. Really good. Again, great reaction time, pulling those drones back to the safety of the Spore Crawler as necessary, canceling another Spore Crawler as deemed necessary. Hyun just playing this like he is the Overmind himself. Sentries. What is that sound? Oh, a Void Ray coming up. Spire on the way, +1 missile attack and Glial Reconstitution. I was going to say, it's basically an adept sentry play here from PtitDrogo. I don't know. More gateways, and Immortal. I like that. Immortal's pretty good against this Roach composition that Hyun's doing. Although it could turn into Ravagers, which Immortals aren't as good at anymore. Hallucinated Phoenix getting a good scout off. Will he scout the Spire? If I knew where the Spire was, I could tell you. What is this? Yeah, basically Phoenix dying. Okay, so no, he does not scout the Spire. Might be a problem for PtitDrogo here. Getting a Templar Archives, probably going to be for Archons. Templar themselves, not used that much with Storm against Zerg, just because the DPS is good against Hydras. On that Storm, not so good against Roaches and Ravagers, which is what Zerg players like to do most often in these days. Glial Reconstitution, Pneumatize Carapace, and that Spire just about to finish. Will it be Corruptors? Will it be Mutas? I think Corruptors would be good. A good scouting again with these Hallucinated Phoenix. Are they going to be able to see exactly what they need to see? Are they going to be able to see the Spire? Flying right on in. Oh my gosh, he's so close. He does spot it. He does spot the Spire. Some more Oracle harass here, trying to kill some more workers. And 15 drones have actually died. These Oracles doing a lot better work than I initially expected them to. So well done, Oracles. Way to exceed my expectations. You get a gold star for the day. PtitDrogo moving out with Zealots and Sentries and Archons. It's pretty much an anti-Ling, anti-Roach composition. Looking very swarthy and very strong indeed. A Lurker Den on the way for Hyun. Missile attack level 1, 10 seconds away from completing. Just dancing around. Warp Prism here. Getting chased down by Mutas. That Mutaflock looks a little bit scary though. And the Mutas taking some big shots from the Archons though. Weakening a lot of them. Getting the Warp Prism. Canceling those Stalkers that try to come on in. Excellent control. But again, this is Hyun. What could you expect? Catching an Archon out by itself. Can it kill anything? No kills whatsoever. Moving right on in. Roaches, Ravagers throwing down Corrosive Bile. Getting some good hits here for PtitDrogo, the Immortal in the back. Trying to kill what it can. But the Muta count is just a little bit too high. Archons, however, doing great against everything biological here. They do have +1, making them do 39 damage. Versus these biological units. Kind of dancing on out. Backing out here though. Void Ray here with 7 kills. It is a Mentor. Ugh, gets sniped down by just a couple of those Mutas. Reinforcing units coming in for PtitDrogo and forces Hyun back to the safety of his creep. 10 more Roaches on the way. Is Hyun going to stick on this kind of Muta Ravager Roach play? How many Mutas does he have left? 1! He lost 12 mutas in that battle. The control was good, but man, a couple Archon splashes, a couple shots from Stalkers. That Void Ray doing a great job against them as well. Excellent control by PtitDrogo. Average APM for Hyun is 338, 302 for PtitDrogo. Both players absolutely playing out of their mind right now. Roaches, Ravagers, more Ravagers getting morphed on in. Hydra's on the way. Could we actually see some Lurkers? Phoenix killing some stuff here, going after an Overseer. I mean, the only thing that can shoot up here are Ravagers with Corrosive Bile, and that's very easy to dodge if you're a Phoenix. No, Transfuse, keeping that Overseer alive. A 4th base coming up for PtitDrogo. 5th base here for Hyun has been up and running for quite some time. Nothing actually mining here, though. His attention has been elsewhere. Robotics Bay on the way. Templar in again. I think that's going to be mostly for Archons. And pushing forward here is Hyun with a big old fatty army with +1 missile attack. No army at all. Trying to kill that Overseer. That Phoenix really wants that Overseer dead. Revelation on the entire army, and Hyun says, alright, you know where I am, so be it. And the Hydra is actually taking down that Phoenix before it can kill the Overseer. Rooming right on in. The Zealots charge on in. Corrosive Bile being thrown down on top of those Immortals. The Immortals in the back are not taking much damage otherwise, though. And the Archons just throwing splash damage on top of everything. Ling's coming out on the backside, trying to kill what it can, but Hyun is actually forced back here, losing a Ravager, losing another Ravager. The Lings cannot engage here with this number of Archons that are available. Corrosive Bile is being thrown down. PtitDrogo does not care. He does not care about those Corrosive Biles. He says, bring it on. Bring on the damage. There's an Observer here. Pushing back this creep would be nice. I think maybe denying this space would be excellent for PtitDrogo as well. More Hydras, more Roaches, more Ravagers on the way. +2 missile attack in research. Ground weapons level 2 has finished for PtitDrogo, looking very strong, sitting right on the front door of Hyun's bases, trying to kill creep tumors, exactly what he needs to do to push this creep back, push the vision, push the comfort level of Hyun back, and Ling gets kind of cut out of position here. The Archon does rather, and gets completely melted there. This base taking a ton of damage. Time Warp on the way. More Archons coming in for a flank attack from the top side, forcing Hyun back here to a better defensive position. Archons and Zealots do manage to take down that base, and recalling home is PtitDrogo, leaving these guys defend for themselves. Hey, thanks for killing that base, but about your trip home, there wasn't enough room on the plains, so you're gonna have to try to hitchhike your way back from Cincinnati all the way to New York City. The Zealots and Stalkers decide to make a final stand. They kill a lot of Lings, surprisingly, and a couple Roaches. No, not really. Completely cleaned up otherwise. Taking another base, though, is PtitDrogo. Zealot, denying a hatchery for just a couple more seconds, is getting replanted. It's 67 to 74 harvesters in favor of the Protoss player. 11,000 minerals, 4,600 gas lost for Hyun, and 15 workers. Only 8,000 minerals and 2,600 gas and 1 probe have been lost so far for PtitDrogo, playing this extraordinarily efficiently. +3 attack is on the way. More disruptors here as well. Has he really actually used disruptors that much in this battle? No, not in this game so far, but Lurker positioning here looking very, very scary for Hyun. Purification Nova on top of all these Lurkers does kill 2 of them. There are still 3 remaining. The Archons in the front, again, just splashing everything that they can. Corrosive Bile being thrown down. Once again, not dodged especially well by PtitDrogo. Another Lurker ends up getting killed, and forcing Hyun back once again is PtitDrogo. He just doesn't have an answer for these Archons. More Corrosive Bile thrown on down. PtitDrogo moving on through as per usual. Ravagers, they are fast, especially on creep, which means they might be able to survive. Turning around to kill a few of these Zealots, but is it worth it? No, losing a couple Roaches and instead. Oh, big Zealot warp in here. Can they kill the lair? Yes, they absolutely can. The lair falls. The queens fall. Mutas should be able to take out that war prism, but that is a fair trade in PtitDrogo's book. Moving on up once again here is PtitDrogo, taking out yet another hatchery. 20 drones have died. 21 drones have now died. A sub 40 drone count for Hyun right now. How can he defend against this? I just don't see anything left in his army arsenal that he can do, and that's the GG from Hyun. Hyun has defeated PtitDrogo, victorious, and Hyun has left the game. Well, what do you know? I honestly felt like Hyun was the favorite coming in here just because, again, he's looked so good in all the matchups I've cast with him. PtitDrogo, again, has just been great and really showing why he is one of the better Protoss in the world right now. PtitDrogo fans, hold up your baguettes, throw them together, bang them together. I'm not sure what sound they make if they're soft and newly baked, but I mean, give him all the respect you can. PtitDrogo is turning into one of my favorite Protoss players right now, really representing my insanity well. He had a couple of Phoenix running around. He was able to warp in units, warp in Zealots, split off part of his army to deal with this base while still pushing back Hyun's main force here as well. Keeping bases of his own, I don't think he lost a single Nexus. How many workers did he end up losing in that game? 2. Lost 2 probes. If you can lose 2 probes to a Zerg player and keep your base count up, you're going to be in a great position overall. So again, well played. Big hand given to PtitDrogo right now. He really earned this victory, and we'll have to see who's going to win a rematch against these players, because I have to imagine they will be playing sometime very near in the future. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.